Welcome.
Welcome to Coffee and Cleavage. I'm Lynnie.
And I'm Shantal.
And hello, Gary.
Hello. How are you, ladies?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good.
What you drinking today over there, Gary?
I was drinking a bang, but I kind of finished it.
Already?
Yeah. I
Man,
need that energy.
You bang quick, don't you?
I do. Very.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself with a bang innuendo.
Oh, shit.
You really like those things.
They're good.
You prefer bang over coffee?
I prefer both, honestly. I had coffee this morning and then energy drink in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
Keeps your caffeine levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That bang, though. There's so much more caffeine than your coffee.
Yeah, those have a lot.
Coffee gives me more energy than a bang, though.
That makes no sense. There's like 300 milligrams of caffeine inside that bang.
I know.
You know what, though? I find so much truth to that because I feel like my morning coffee is the only thing that gets me awake. If I have like a coffee right now or, it doesn't really do much.
I feel like coffee gives you that like spike energy.
Yeah.
Which is like
in the morning.
But then you kind of go like up and then kind of down.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm like, okay, down, afternoon, tea. Wee. Back
like
up.
Morning, and then you hit that like afternoon at 2, you're like crashing. It's like, okay, how do I like go back up? And then it's just like
yeah.
Caffeine. Man, we're all addicts.
Drug.
It is a drug. Oh, God. Well, okay. I guess we'll dive into it now. If you've been listening to us, you've probably heard us talk about the differences between male and female pleasure, especially when it comes to orgasms and oral for women. I feel like most men, if you ask them, I guess we could just ask Gary to test this theory. Would you rather a woman, like say you're in a relationship, not somebody just walking up to you because that'd be fucking weird, but if you're with somebody, would you rather them like go for your junk first and start pleasing you, or would you rather some like foreplay for you?
Me personally, I kind of like, I don't like just going straight to it. I mean, I like a little more like
a little nuance
where it's like you lead up to it. I know some people like to just go straight in. I'm just not like that. I like where it like slowly kind of leads in and then it like happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am.
You're looking for like a build up because it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, there's no, I mean, for me, there's no kind of like chasing either. I mean, if I hit a girl up and I'm like, oh, hey, like, and she's just like, oh yeah, hey, you want me to come over and like have sex? I'll just be like, never mind.
What? Never mind.
It's like there's no chase or anything. It just kind of is like, okay. I mean, it's like there's no fun in that really. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, it's just, I think some people are like that and other people are like, fuck yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a time and a place for a quickie, but I think that a lot of men, and obviously not you, and I think women are different, would prefer that you like touch their genitals first, like to get things going, you know? And women, I feel like we require a little bit more finesse and preferably like to be touched in other places before, like start on the outside, work your way in, you know, pretty much for all things, at least for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about for you, but I don't just go right there right away.
No, I like to make out first. You
Warm
know what
up.
I mean? Yeah.
Get excited.
Yeah.
I feel like that. You think that's something you learn with age? When you're younger, you're just horny. You're like, I want to go for it right away. And it's like, no, you got to like slow down and like work your way, and like slower is better almost.
I think it just depends on the style of like sexual style and energy that you have, because everyone is so different, and some people like to take their time and some people like to fucking go to the races, you know.
I guess it's all about time and place too, for the most part, because I mean there's sometimes we're just like, okay, like rip my clothes off and like let's do this, and then other times it's like slower, but then other times it's even slower, so it's like kind of different for the most part, right?
Yeah, I would say that even in like a fast situation, I would still prefer to be touched in other places first before going straight there.
Yeah.
Because there's just no warm up.
Yeah.
It's like you need a warm up.
You need a warm up. Make her wet first.
And you have to get your mind right too, you know? It's like, your body has to respond, but like your mind controls everything. So if your mind is not turned on, then like that's not doing anything.
Yeah.
What's your guys' like weak spot?
Oh, I think we've talked about this before. I know hers. Hers is her neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really know where my weak spot is. Is that weird? Like,
Yes.
I guess my boobs, I guess.
Nipples.
Like, I would go for my nipples over my neck. The neck can be nice too, but like usually once I'm already turned on.
So you're saying guys should just go straight for your
go straight for Chantal's nipples.
Well, I mean, you could warm them up.
I love
Okay,
it.
you could
Don't
rub
kiss her
them
neck.
first.
You know where to go first.
Didn't I give you little nipple clampers?
Yeah,
Well, do you
I
like
did
'em?
not try them. I opened them a couple times. I put them on my finger, and I was like, "No fucking way am I putting this in my nipples."
Yeah.
They're metal and they're
Yeah.
really strong. And when I put it on my finger, I was like, "Nope,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
I know.
My
But
nipples are way too sensitive for that."
when I saw those things, I'm like, my nipple rings, I'm like, nope, that will not.
Are they supposed to feel good when you take them off? They're supposed to hurt when you're on, then you take them off and it's like a release or something. I mean,
I thought it's supposed to feel good when they're clamped. Isn't that the purpose
Just
of
like
it?
bring the blood to them, and I don't fucking know. I don't think
Oh,
nipples
maybe
have so many nerve endings. That's probably why, like, I mean, squeeze them really hard, but I mean, it's like, it seems like it just hurt.
yeah.
the clamps hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, a sidetrack on nipples.
Nipples.
Back to oral. I mean, I think we both like oral, right? You're into
Yeah.
oral. Yeah.
Definitely.
Not everyone likes oral, which is interesting.
I know. I've never met any woman that doesn't like oral. Have you?
I have definitely.
Really?
And I've had times in the past where I wasn't that into oral. But I think that kind of like all things sexually is you really do have to like keep doing it to like enjoy it or to like learn more about it or what you like about it, what you don't like about it, improve, tweak. Maybe it's your partner, maybe it's you. Like there's so many
Practice
factors.
makes perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Practice, practice, practice.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some guys don't like their balls touched or licked. So it's like not too surprising that he's like, really?
I mean, I could see that. I mean, it's just maybe, I don't really know why. I mean, maybe just because they're really sensitive or something.
Mm.
Because your balls
Makes
can be
sense.
really sensitive. Or you just don't like something. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
You like your balls licked, Gary?
yeah.
He's like, yeah. But you also like manscape. And I feel like a lot, maybe the men who don't like it don't manscape.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you think there's a correlation there?
Maybe.
But
like,
wouldn't
okay,
you-
don't go near my balls.
I
They're
mean, a
hairy
lot
for
of-
a reason.
Yeah, they're hairy. They're hairy. It's scary down there. Like, don't do it.
Wouldn't you be like, all right, maybe I should clean it up and I'll get more action down there? I mean, that's my thinking.
I would
It's
think
like,
so too. But maybe like she's saying, if a guy is not into that, maybe he just grows his shit out and doesn't care because he doesn't like you touching the
Yeah.
shit down
Yeah,
there.
that's
It's like an uninvitation.
Yeah.
Don't go down there.
I mean,
It's funny shit.
I mean, and to say like this is getting off track, but like we've talked about in the past about how you don't shave your ass.
I knew
right?
that was coming up. Oh,
You
gotta
saw it
embarrass
coming.
me.
So you're sending an
I was just thinking
invitation.
of that
I
same
know
thing
you
too. I'm
were.
like, that makes sense actually.
You're like,
I
wait.
started shaving it. Don't worry.
You start shaving your ass?
Yeah, no one cares. Move on from that.
I'm sorry. It's funny. I knew you were thinking it too.
Oh,
No one wants to hear about my ass. Let's just
I'm
get
saying
that
it's the
out
same
there.
thing. If you want something licked, shave it.
Exactly.
Or trim it at least.
Yeah.
That
a
totally
minimum.
does make sense, though.
It
if you're-
does.
If you're not wanting someone in that area, it's like you just kind of don't care. You're like, all right, whatever.
Fucking
Welcome to the
jungle.
jungle, baby. Oh shit.
So before we tell you what to do, we're going to tell you what not to do or some mistakes when going down on her. And I feel like a lot of these are common sense, but you know what?
Tell me what they are, and I'll tell you if I've done them or not.
Okay, assuming what worked on your last partner will work on your current.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've
Mhm.
done that.
I think that everyone has because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I know this trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they don't respond at all. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. Failing to accept or notice guidance or nonverbal cues. So, in other words, like maybe she's like, instead of like moaning or like rocking her hips, maybe she's like stiff or like pulling away and you're just completely
Yeah, like I'm not doing something right.
oblivious. Or maybe you have no idea.
I feel like you could
Looking
read
back.
someone's, like, hopefully you can read someone's body language and kind of know what, You know what I mean?
If
she doesn't look like
aware.
she's enjoying it.
Well, at that
right?
point, if you were, they weren't, I mean, you were going down on someone, there was no noise, would you be like, does that feel good?
Yeah,
like-
you think you'd kind of communicate there a little bit, like, you like that? No?
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 Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Fast jabbing motions with tongue or fingers, especially with early contact with clit before, arousal.
yeah.
Mm.
Jabby.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the thing is that I think that one thing that men, if you haven't thought about this already, you should think about it with your own self. Like, do you want to just like, the reverse action of that, just grabbing that thing and ripping? It's like poking is like the opposite of that action,
Yeah.
and just like being too forceful too soon, especially because, I mean, think about it. Like the clit is covered by a hood for a reason. Like you have to get aroused before it to move to, expose the clit. So if you're just like jabbing around, you're going to make that thing go back inside.
Well, like you said, everyone likes different stuff too. Because I mean, you could like something that she doesn't, and it could just be you have to find out what they like.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say that's totally true?
Yeah.
Kind of have to
absolutely.
experiment and be like, okay, I've tried this.
Uh-huh.
This girl really liked this, but this girl doesn't, and like everyone's different too how they are down there. So,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody's
everybody's
different
anatomy.
anatomy.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But I think that most women would probably say that jabbing is just like
Yeah.
too soon, or like a finger in right away before any
Yeah.
warm up, like a dry
Exactly.
finger.
Or rough rubbing, like, nah.
the look on his face when I said dry finger, he's like,
Sounds painful.
exactly. It is painful.
Just such delicate tissue down there.
Very delicate.
Mhm.
So yeah, absolutely no teeth either.
Oh
I mean,
my
that's like
God, teeth, hard sucking.
it's
Unless she mentions wanting this, just do not attempt it.
Have you guys ever had? I know I've probably asked you this before. Have you ever had to tell anyone like, "Don't do that," or like, "Stop, that fucking hurts"?
I mean,
no.
I mean, I have, but like not in those words. Like a
You're
little
like,
more
"Stop that."
gentle, like that's a little because it can get sore. Like, are you supposed to just pretend that it's not hurting and that it's enjoyable?
What
I think
exactly did you say to him?
I don't remember. It was just something along the
Stop
lines
doing
of
that.
like
Hurts.
a redirect, like, oh, that's like a little bit sore, and then it's kind of a mood killer. But it's like,
Yeah.
would you rather like, okay, accept that and move on and like start doing something else that is enjoyable for both of you, or like one person be in fucking pain and pretending not to be in pain?
Yeah, it should not be painful.
It shouldn't be painful.
I feel like if
No.
I was doing something bad, I'd want a girl to tell me, like, okay, do that, move down or something,
Yeah.
or move over. Like instead of being like,
Redirect.
I'm like, that hurts now. I'd be like, oh fuck, okay, guess I'm not doing something right.
Like a little more to the left.
Yeah.
Like a little less pressure. Some slight direction.
Yeah. Yeah, slight direction. There's something wrong with that. Let's see. What was the other one? Not coming up for air.
I read so many
can
comments
breathe
of
down
guys saying like you're fucking suffocating in her pussy and she's just pushing your head down. You can't breathe.
I mean, maybe if her legs are wrapped around your head
Yeah.
or something, but I mean, you can breathe.
Some people complain about not being able to breathe. I think it's more too about just like coming up for breaks, because a lot of people do complain like, oh, their face hurts or their jaw hurts, like the shit's taking a long time, and they're like, oh, my face hurts. And it's like, okay, well then, like, you don't only have to use your tongue or your mouth.
Yeah.
You can.
Is it like a
switch it
build up
up.
for you guys though? Like if something's good and then the person stops, do you like lose that, or does it like stay and then you go back and it's still there?
I mean, it depends.
It really depends. I mean, I've had times where like, you're getting closer and then something just
kills it.
And then it's like, fuck, it's taking too long. Then you start getting in your head. You're like, fuck, I'm sweating too much. You know what I mean? Okay, you know what? Let's just, and then once you're not going to be able to come or it's going to take longer. You know what I mean? When you get in your fucking head. Never happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can prevent you from even wanting to like try too.
Yeah.
Like to start, you're like, oh, it's probably going to take a really long time. The other thing about oral, especially, that I feel like you really have to, one, be super comfortable with your partner, and we'll tell you all the good tips in a minute. But you also have to like, it really has to be more than just oral. And I know that sounds like a tall order. Guys are like, Jesus, what the fuck do I have to do? You know? But it's like, if you're just down there, guess what? We're up here with our brains thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you really have to be doing like multiple things at once. You have to be like a multitasker and like play with her tits and, you know, kiss her thigh, and like you have to do different things to engage like all of her, instead of just like, if you're just between her legs, she's gonna be laying up there like,
Well, yeah, I feel like if you have her really wet before you even go down there, it's going to be a
that's the
better
key.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you just go down there to start, I feel like
Yeah, that's going to take a while.
that you better be dedicated. You better be like ready to sit there. You're like, okay, baby, I got nowhere to be.
Yeah.
So would you just say like start at the top and work your way down?
I think
I mean,
start outwards
tease
and work your way
her.
in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
tease. I feel like that always fucking really helps a lot.
And making sure that like she's comfortable and you're comfortable.
Mhm.
Like you don't want to be like your neck turned and you're like sitting, or like, you know, you both want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you could probably hurt your fucking neck.
you could be down there for a while.
You could be down there for a while.
Yeah.
So it's important to be comfortable. Find the right
Exactly.
position. You know, there's different positions. I think the standard is like laying back with him between your legs, but there's lots of different ways.
Yeah, like, okay, I've never been able to stand up and get eaten out and be able to finish off that way, standing up.
It could, because you're
Like in the shower,
standing.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you?
No,
No.
I pretty much have to be like laying or kneeling, or
Yeah.
it's even hard like sitting. Like,
Yeah.
like sit, like face sitting.
Yeah.
She's like, oh god,
Like this.
Yeah, it's like, especially because you're like holding yourself up, and so
Yeah.
you're concentrating on.
Yeah, you're not relaxed.
Yeah, you're not relaxed. So
Mhm.
laying down or like spoon position,
Mhm.
69 position, that's for me gonna be like more of a finish position.
Absolutely.
Not that the other ones are not fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think you
So-
kind of nailed it too when you were like, oh, should you start and work your way? And I think absolutely, like,
Well, because it sounds really self-explanatory and just easy, but I mean, I wish I would have known this like 10 years ago, because I feel like it would just, you know, when you're like younger and you're just horny and selfish. I mean, like you're just kind of like whatever.
and
You don't think
selfish.
about that, and it will get you so much farther if you actually care and you're like, okay, you know, like I want to like, because I mean, honestly, a lot of guys are selfish and they're just like, okay, I want to get off, especially when you're younger. So it's like, okay, if you learn,
I don't even think when you're younger. I feel like there's
selfish.
a lot of
grown
selfish pricks
well,
out
especially
there.
if you're in your like, you're kind of like player stage and you're just like, fuck it. Okay, she's gonna come over, and like, you know, that's how it happens sometimes. So it's, I mean, like, I just wish 10 years ago I would have been like, okay, like known more things, because it does go so much farther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Foreplay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And also keep your fucking fingernails trimmed.
Oh my God, that's a pro tip.
That
Ow.
shit hurts.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Not just trimmed, filed too, please. Because
Little
sometimes you
hangnails on
like,
there.
Oh yeah, the little quarters.
Yeah.
you know, little sharp edge corner,
Ow.
and you're like right on the inside, and you're just like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely keep those things rounded.
that that tissue is very delicate
Mhm.
and thin.
Yeah.
It just
Same goes to you guys.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
no, we have nails. Like claw your back.
I mean, but nails, like, have you ever been scratched in the dick?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Please tell me
Oh
more.
wow.
Yeah, it was like the same thing. A girl had like really sharp nail on it.
And she just,
Like
like,
the cat eye
Yeah.
ones, or
Yeah,
that they call them
fucking
the
hurt.
cat.
It's like my nails are really like smooth. I don't feel like I could scratch anyone, but I suppose
It's like the real. I know what you're talking about.
natural nail scratch. Yeah.
Mm,
Ouch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you ever been scratched in the dick? Yes, I have.
Seriously. Pro tips. Yeah, so keep the nails trimmed. Pay attention. Moaning, squeezing, hips moving. All that's good to pay attention to. And you know
Heavy
she's having a good
breathing.
time.
If it's silent, like start engaging something else additionally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think about like, what if you're down there for a while and you're just like, this is not going to happen? Do you just keep going? Like, when do you stop? Just go until she comes, or
Well,
what's like the rule? I
personally
mean, there's
I
no
don't think
rule
there's a
now, but
rule.
I mean,
there's no rule. It's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like as a female receiving, I don't know how other women are, but I know for myself, if it's not happening, you're just like, okay, and you move on. Because, I mean, that's, I guess, kind of being considerate in a way, though, right?
I mean, it depends on, I guess, like what the goal is too.
Yeah.
Like, are you planning to have sex? Is he like, I want just to give you like amazing, I just want to please you right now. So it kind of depends.
Yeah.
Is this leading to something else? Are you treating oral as the sex of the night, or is it foreplay? Are you going to have sex? Like, I don't really think that there's a rule. I think you do have to pay attention to her cues. Like, she's like wants you to keep going. Maybe she's not being responsive, and then maybe you just take that as the cue to like start doing something else.
Yeah. Or maybe you add some stuff in to make it like maybe like, oh my God, you taste so good. Or I can't wait to feel you inside of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Say
and
stuff to
just
turn her on more
like
during.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Definitely tell her that you love her pussy. Okay.
Yeah.
That shit's good.
Yeah.
Say that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely. Dirty talk.
Yes.
Give attention to her entire area using wide motions, working
Feel
your
like I wrote
attention
area.
inwards. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
Area.
not getting banned. I'm not getting blocked for using words. Her entire
Yeah.
area. It's a big area. So I saw that there was actually a study that said that there are more nerve endings in the female groin than originally thought. Like they always thought like 8 to 10,000. Now they think it's like 10 to 17,000. So 10 like major and then 17 of like all the additional ones that are connected. That's like as many nerves as in your hand.
I wonder where most
insane.
of those are in your clip.
Well, it's like a kind of like a branches, like a bunch of tree branches, so the whole area. But yeah, the clit's kind of like the center. The sun. The sun in the sky.
Yeah, and
But-
you could switch it up. You don't have to just use your mouth the entire time. You can use your lips, face,
Your
fingers,
nose.
hands,
Nose or chin. He's like,
well, chin though. If you have facial hair, that might kind of fill in.
Yeah.
that's
No.
another thing
Sandpaper.
is that do consider that with
Yeah.
what you're doing.
If you have a smooth base,
Yeah, fucking motorboat that fucking pussy.
the pussy, that's a good one. That's funny shit.
But I
Oh my
mean,
God.
it is true. Like, keep that into consideration because yeah, that shit hurts. It feels like rug burn.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure lots of men feel the same way if like they're going, like reverse. So he's smooth and she's prickly or something. Then the verse of that
Her
could probably
face.
no, like what? No, I meant like her pussy has stubble
like, what are
and
we
his
talking
face
about here?
is smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I know
he
what you
could get rash, like a rash on his face too.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Or like reverse.
Yeah.
It's just good if everybody's smooth.
yeah.
Smoother trimmed. I always think about that like beards. How do guys with beards eat pussy?
They have to keep it soft, like
Yeah.
beard lube.
And do they like,
A
put it in a
beard
little
wouldn't be
ponytail?
bad, but I'm
Hold
talking
on,
to
I
like
gotta get ready.
I don't think a beard would be bad, but like the stubble
scruff.
that's like
Yeah.
that's like scratchy
But
shit.
what would it
you know?
feel like? So you're
Like
like
sandpaper,
like no, but I'm saying like a beard, like
little pussy tickler.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never experienced that, but I was
Yeah.
just
Your
randomly
guys'
thinking
your
about it.
guys' homework now. Find a guy with a beard.
Investigate the beard. It
Jake,
just
do you put
doesn't
that
seem
in? Yeah.
sanitary, but I'm just not into like big beards.
Guys are crazy about their beards though, because they make them like where they like condition them and they're like super soft and shit. So
Yeah, the beard lube and
I
shit.
should grow one, but
Yeah.
I don't know, super soft. I would need to like feel one to see like is it actually super soft?
Yeah, they're
Because
soft.
facial hair is still coarse.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
I just don't really want that rubbed on me.
You just killed a lot of guys'
I
dreams.
know.
Chantel.
Fuck. I mean, I love how a beard can look really attractive.
Yeah.
But like a big beard, I just imagine it like
Like
wagging
Santa
all over
Claus.
you.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm gonna go look up some beard porn later. He's making it a visual.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Be present between her legs. She may feel disconnected after a while, only if her genitals are engaged. If you make oral sex a whole body experience, then she will be blown away.
I mean, it's just true. Make me not think. Make me lose my mind. That's pretty much the recipe for enjoyable oral.
Yeah.
To not be able to think.
Yeah.
You know? Because when you think, that's the problem.
It's true.
As soon as you're no longer present, I suppose that's actually it. Because when you're thinking about other things, you're not present in the moment. But when you're like overwhelmed with sensations going on everywhere, you can't think.
Amen.
Mind blowing. Well, like anything, oral requires practice on both parties. Practice giving and receiving.
Foreplay it up.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys. Thank you for listening. Please give us, rate us 5 stars if you can. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for listening. Woo.